guys, welcome back to AR Karma Yoga. My name is Amanda and today we're going to be doing some really gentle hip openers. Some of my friends have requested videos for ideas to relieve some sciatica pain. Now, I don't know a ton about sciatica, but maybe some of these will help you, or if you just have tight hips or want to relax, this is a great video for you. If you have blocks, maybe grab a couple blocks or something that's similar in size. And then definitely like a folded blanket. It doesn't have to be a yoga blanket. Like literally this is just a blanket my grandmother made me. And it's going to be really, really helpful for some of the poses we're going to do. So we're going to start on our back first. Supta Baddha Konasana. Gently roll onto your back. And you're going to place the soles of your feet together and then let your knees go wide. And because I want this to be really gentle, if you have blocks, you're going to slide these under towards your glutes to give you extra support. And this will just allow you to be vulnerable and open and not too much of the stretch just yet. As far as the hands, they can be out to the side, or maybe you take one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart and close your eyes. And just bring the attention to your breath, letting everything just slow down. Oftentimes, when we are constantly telling people we're tight in the hips, tight in the shoulders, or wherever it is, it kind of becomes like this stigma attached that you feel like you have to share it with everyone. And it's good to be aware of where you might be tighter or more flexible, but sometimes there's this judgment attached to it, and our body feels that. So right now, even if you came to this video with an awareness that your hips are always tight or whatever the issue is, I want you to let that go and just breathe into the hips. Send lots of love and patience to your hips. I know it sounds silly, but just stick with me here. So love for your hips, whatever they are. Your hips they have the biggest joint in the body, so of course they do a lot for us, so we're going to be grateful for them and what they do. Take deeper inhales through the nose, slower exhales. And start to relax your knees, your glutes. See if you could just let the floor and the blocks support you without giving any effort. Good. Now from here, we're going to blink our eyes open. Take your hands to the outsides of your thighs and then gently bring them together. You can scoot your blocks out of the way. And then from here, maybe just draw the knees in towards your chest, rock side to side. Massage the low back and make sure your low back is touching. And little circles here or there, switch directions. Alright, from here we're going to lower our feet hip distance apart, and you're going to take your arms down to the side. So we are doing a bridge pose, but a little different. Feel slightly pigeon-toed. Pull your low belly in. As you inhale, you're going to think more about your hamstrings and your quads. As you press through your feet, lift your hips towards the sky on an inhale and reach your arms up over your head. As you exhale, roll the hips down, bring your fingertips back to your heels. Inhale, lift your hips, raise your arms. Exhale, lower the hips, lower the hands. We'll do this 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Now grab just under the knees on the shins. More hip mobility here, creating heat. We're going to inhale, let the knees go wide, and then start to go away from you as your arms fully extend. Exhale, draw the knees in, and then towards your chest. Inhale, knees go wide, nice slow movements, do full circle here. Exhale, draw the knees together, and then pull them in towards your chest using your transverse abdominis. Inhale, let the knees go wide. Exhale, bring them together and in. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Good. Now from here, hips at 90, knees at 90. Arms to the side. You may need a little support for your low back. So if you want, lift your hips, slide your hands just around your sacrum or by your tailbone. We're going to inhale. Exhale, tap your right toes towards the floor, keeping the right knee bent. Exhale, bring them up. Inhale, left leg goes down, knee stays bent. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale. Exhale. And keep going back and forth with your breath. Relax your shoulders. This is all movement from the core. And I know that I said this video is about the hips, but the whole body works together. So we're going to heat up certain areas of the body that help the hips in their movements and work together. And work as a whole to lengthen and open the body. Good. And finish up on the other side. And then draw the knees in towards the chest. Rock side to side. Very gentle, right? All right, from here, keep your right knee in, extend your left leg down to the floor. If this is too much, of course, you can bend the left knee, place the left foot on the floor, or again, left leg fully extended, press the left heel down, activate that left leg by pulling the left kneecap up, and then pull your right knee in. Make sure sacrum stays pressing down, so it's part of your low back, and then shoulders are back and down, head is gently pressing down into the floor. So we're focusing on the hip here. Keep with the breath. Inhale and exhales out through your nose. Good. And then from here, let's switch. Bring the left knee in. Interlace the fingers around the shin. Extend your right leg down to the floor. Modify. Press your right heel down, extending the right leg fully. Engage the right thigh. Then as you exhale, you can draw the left knee in a little bit closer. Again, keep the length in the spine. Steady breath. Soften your face. One more breath. Good. And pull both knees in. Interlace your fingers behind your right hamstring. Lower your left foot to the floor with the knee bent. Something I found online, they're called nerve glides. So if you have nerve tension, this is an exercise to massage those nerves and gain flexibility in the backs of your legs. So at first, your right knee is going to be bent. You're going to point your toes and straighten your right leg. Best you can. Flex your right foot, bend your knee. And we'll keep alternating. So point the toes, then straighten the leg. Flex the foot, bend the knee. Point the toes, straighten. Flex the foot, bend the knee. Couple more. Point, straighten, flex, bend. Don't forget to breathe. Keep going on your own. And it's interesting when I first started doing this how much work it actually took, and I could feel that my nerves were working harder and that my hamstrings were opening in a different kind of way. Let's do one more round. Point, straighten, flex, bend. We'll lower the right foot to the floor. Pull the left knee in, interlace the fingers behind the left hamstring, just above the knee, I guess. Bend the knee at first, then start to point the toes, Straighten the left leg. Flex the left foot. Bend the left knee. Point. Straighten the knee. Flex the foot. Bend the knee. Point. Straighten. Flex. Bend. Point. Straighten. Flex. Bend. Keep going. A few more with your own breath. Taking those full inhales, slow exhales, being extra mindful of your movements. The more we listen to the body, the less likely you're going to get injured or make an injury worse, and you're going to enjoy the movements better. Last round. And release the foot to the floor. All right. Gentle twist here. Make your feet as wide as the mat. Knees bent. Arms can go kind of wherever. And then you're just going to pivot with the feet. Let your knees fall to the right. Exhale. Inhale, bring them up. We'll go back and forth a few times. Exhale to the left. Good. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right and hold. So just letting the knees fall. And again, blanket or blocks, either one could work. If this for some reason doesn't feel good for your knee, you just slide a block. It gives you the support you need. And you can also do that for the other knee. Let your left hip flexor open and lengthen here with the weight of the left knee coming down towards the right. Find your breath. Soften wherever you're gripping. On your next inhale, we'll bring the knees up. And then we'll exhale, take it over to the other side. Using a block as needed. And inhale to bring your knees up. All right. We're going to do pigeon lying down. So you're going to take your right ankle and cross it over your left thigh. It's like you're making a 4 with the legs. And what might work for you at first is just pushing the right knee away. And I feel a little bit of stretch in my hip here. Keep this right foot flexed. And if you feel like you could use a little bit more, you take your right arm, slide it between the legs, interlace your fingers behind your left hamstring or in front of your left shin. Make sure, like, if my low back was lifting a lot here, then I probably should back off a little bit and maybe come back to the hamstring or even all the way down to the floor, pushing the knee away. So make sure you're being mindful of your body and what it's capable of today. Sacrum is pressing down to keep the length in the back so that the focus is on the outer right hip. More breath. And exhale, release. Left foot down. Cross your right leg all the way over, so there's no space between the legs now. Pick up your hips, move them a little bit to the right, and then you're going to let your knees fall to the left. Now, going back to modifying, if this is too much of a twist, you need some support. You take a block, you put it under your knee so it stops at a certain point, right? And then your arms are going to open. You can look straight up or over to the right. This is important. If your shoulders, if I was twisting and my right shoulder started to lift, then I would know that I needed a block to get my knees to lift a little higher so I can press both shoulders down to the floor. When you're twisting, you want either your shoulders to be stabilized or your hips to be stabilized so that the twist happens at the navel. And then this one, you'll probably feel an outer hip stretch, which is why I picked this stretch for this video today. About 2 more breaths. On an inhale, let's bring the knees back up. Reset your hips. Uncross your legs. Take a moment. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, release through the mouth. Good. Let's do the other side. Left ankle is going to cross over right thigh. Flexing the left foot. Maybe just gently pressing this left knee away. Or left arm is going to slide between the legs. Pick where you want to hold, whether that's behind the hamstring or in front of the right shin. Emphasis on the outer hip, no pull on your low back. Sending your breath into your hips to create new space. Our hips also hold a lot of emotion. And when we really take the time to open them up and breathe and feel, emotions could come up. They vary. It could be different. Anger, sadness, not really common to be joy, but I have seen people get the giggles. But yeah, you might find some frustration, and that's totally normal, so just breathe through it. Don't be attached. They're just emotions, and they always pass. Just breathe into whatever you're feeling. 2 more breaths. Release. Right foot down to the floor. Cross your left leg all the way over. Pick up your hips first, scoot them to the left, and then let your knees fall to the right. If you need a block, maybe put under the knee so that it stops at a certain spot. And then just open the arms. Make sure the shoulders are pressing down. Last breath. Bringing the knees up. Reset your hips, then uncross your legs. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Roll over to one side. Press yourself up to seat. Alright, so this next part you're going to need your blanket. We're going to go into pigeon pose. This may or may not feel good for your knee. So if it doesn't, you're going to do the pigeon where we lie on the back again. Okay, so you're just going to repeat exactly what we just did. We're going to start with our right leg forward. So you might be in like a hands and knees position. You're going to bring your right knee up to come behind your right wrist. Lower the shin into a diagonal. Now some people can bring the shin to parallel to the front of their mat. It's okay if you cannot do that, all right? And then wherever your shin is great, move your right knee a little bit more outside than your right hip. So you want to pick up the knee, move it back a little bit. And then this left leg is going to be straight back, okay? Pointing the toes. Hips are nice and square. This blanket is going to slide under my right hip. Now, unless you're reaching the floor, again, please try and use a blanket or a block. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, you're going to start to walk it forward. Using blocks is nice so that you can relax. You can press your forehead down onto a block or a pillow. And this is a very intense stretch for the outer hip. Try to find length along the spine. Find your breath. We're going to stay here for another 7 breaths. Two more breaths. Make sure you're taking the full inhales. Relaxing your jaw and your face. And super slow. Walk yourself back up. Move the blanket out of the way so that you can roll to that outer right hip. You're going to take the top of your left thigh, bring it to the bottom of your right foot, okay? And then maybe pull this left foot in a little bit closer. We're going to take a twist, so you're going to be twisting to the right. Let's take our left hand, inhale, stretch it up towards the sky. And then exhale, take that left hand to the right knee. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, twist and take that right hand behind you. Inhale again to grow taller through the spine. Exhale, relax the shoulders, roll them back. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, undo from your twist. Bring your hands forward. Come back to hands and knees. Just kind of sway the hips side to side. And we'll move to the other side. Pulling the left knee forward, bring the left knee behind the left wrist. Maybe even helping to scoot that left foot a little bit more forward. Then extending your right leg straight back. Left knee's a little bit outside of the left hip or exactly in line with it. If this doesn't feel good for your knee, please protect your joints and do pigeon on your back. Slide a blanket under your hip or block. Take an inhale to lengthen. And then an exhale to fold forward, grabbing hold maybe of a block or a pillow, or maybe your chest is on the floor. Start focusing on the breath. Take the inhales, make them nice and full. And the exhales are slow. And you'll notice, especially when there's poses that have 2 sides, one hip might be a little tighter than the other or easier. Now, this could give us an idea of our patterns of movement. And we're always trying to balance out the body. So how you stand, how you sit, how you lean over to pick something up, even if it's a pen. You want to be conscious of your movement so that you don't create back pain or hip neck tightness or inequalities of each side, right? Always searching for balance, but being extra patient and taking our time to get there. Two more breaths. Slowly start to walk your hands back up. Move your blanket, lean over to that left hip so you're actually sitting on it. Bring the top of your right thigh to the bottom of your left foot. Hopefully you can kind of see it here. Bring your right foot a little bit closer. Now inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. Exhale, twist, bring your right hand to the left knee. Inhale, left arm goes up. And then exhale, take that hand behind you for support, like a pillar. Inhale, grow tall through the spine, through the crown of the head. And then exhale, twist deeper, relaxing the shoulders down and back. 4 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, undo from your twist. Bring both legs out in front of you. Feet flat on the floor, hands behind you for support, knees bent. Just kind of windshield wipe back and forth. And last but not least, Shavasana. I want you to take that blanket that we've been using and kind of roll it up into like a little burrito. And it's going to go under your knees for Shavasana today. And this is really nice for the hamstrings, for the low back. And then gently just start to roll down. Pick up the shoulders, let them roll down the back. And let your arms float out to the side. And if you liked how we started class in the beginning, maybe one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Close your eyes. Spend these last few moments feeling anything that has come up. Let go of breath control. Thinking about spacious, open hips, pain-free legs. If you want to stay here, feel free to stay. You're starting to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms up and over. And then draw the knees in one at a time. Give yourself a hug. Roll over to one side. Press yourself up to seat. Find good position, maybe Sukhasana. Bring your hands to heart. Thank you guys so much for joining me on our channel, and I hope that you guys enjoy class. If you have any comments or concerns or recommendations for new videos, please comment below. See you soon. Namaste.